Alright, what's up, target individual? Or should I say empowered individual? I just want to tell y'all about what happened yesterday and last night. Okay? So once I made it in the house, once I made it in my apartment, my wife, she had been at home all day. And like I said, every time she's off, I always see the stalker vehicle. He's always basically every time she's off, he's there during the week. And that's only to sit in there and try to gain access to her, to where they can have her emotions, feeling certain type of ways, and modify her behavior and stuff like that with me when I get to the house. But anyway, I recorded that, that he was there, and I'm gonna record it every Wednesday. But all the other days he ain't gonna be there. Anyway, uh, me and her was sitting there talking, just about different type of topics and stuff. Just having conversation, right? And I kid you not, you know how I told y'all that they can speak through the person that they using, right? I don't know how it's happening that way. I mean, I'm trying to figure that out, but like I said, I used to say stuff. This before I knew, before I knew about gang stalking, right? And I've heard her say one time before. She kept on. One day I caught her walking out the back door, and she was mentioning, "Why come ain't nobody beat him up yet?" And I'm thinking to myself, so when we get into it, they looking for the police to come and do something, or somebody in the neighborhood to come and do something to me, right? And this was before I kind of figured it out that they was using her. I mean, I kind of knew it, but I didn't know how. So when I heard her say that, I'm thinking to myself, like, it didn't sound like her. It sounded like my sister, basically. And I was behind her when I heard her say that. And I also heard her, she was basically communicating with the hive mind, and she was trying to say that I did something, when the police was coming to my house, because I broke the Wi-Fi box that day. And I heard her speaking through the hive mind saying that I hit her, which was untrue. So I believe those police, they have hive mind also, and they can communicate with them. You know what I'm saying? And they came, but they didn't do nothing. They ain't do nothing to me. But what I noticed was this was the same day I told y'all that I was in my bedroom, right? And me and her had got into it, and basically she got up and left the room. And what I noticed was the room was dark, and I was in there because it was at nighttime, and I was trying to go back to sleep. And I'm telling you, within a blink of an eye, I blinked my eyes, and then it was a big ass eyeball, man. Bigger. I got a big TV. The eyeball was bigger than my TV, and it was in the room with me. And it kind of started me at first, but then I thought about, it's like, I am dealing with this technology or whatever. I'm dealing with this. And that eye was just sitting there in the room. It was looking at me, right? And sure enough, what happened was she got up, but she didn't leave. She didn't go away from the door. So she basically closed the door and didn't go down the steps. And in that house, you can hear footsteps creaking if whoever walking. So when I seen the eyeball, I was like, okay, something looking at me, right? And then that's when she eased the door back open to see if I was in there basically talking to myself. Because, after she walked off, I might have been saying something, I might have been like still going off about whatever it was we was mad about. So when that eye came in there, the eye showed up in the room, I was like, okay, so something is telling me to watch her. That's how I looked at it. It was like something was telling me to watch her. So why is it that instead of you leaving and walking down the stairs, you close the door and then you just stand outside the door listening, right? That's what she was doing. And like I said, you can't be mad at that person because it's not them, It's really not them. You think it's them, but it's not. They been behavior modified through the remote monitor, or I'm just gonna say how I say it, demons, and they don't really be knowing what they doing. I mean, they know it, but it's not really them doing it, right? For people who really understand what I'm trying to say. And I thought that was weird. So she's saying stuff that sound like it's not her, it's somebody else talking, right? And so yesterday we was having a conversation. Everything was fine and dandy. We were just having a conversation because I haven't seen her all week long because we got, my work schedule is so different. So, whenever I see her, I try to, we have a little talk, talk about whatever that's going on in the news and stuff like that. But anyway, she ups and in the middle of the conversation, she ups and says, y'all better set y'all bitch ass up. Just like that, under her breath, mumbling, right? And I said, hold up, I'm thinking to myself, like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? But what it was, to me, is either she get the V2K like me, and she's trying to talk back to them, or another case of the demon speaking through the vessel. You see what I'm saying? And that's exactly what she said. She was like, y'all better set y'all bitch ass up. And it didn't sound like her again. So they using these people around us to basically entrap us. Because I could turn around and got mad about that. But when I heard her say y'all, she didn't say you, she said y'all. As if someone was saying through her that me and her need to be quiet. Or like I said, on the other hand, it could be her receiving V2K, cussing the voices out in her head, and it ended up coming out her mouth without her knowing it. You know what I'm saying? You know how you could be thinking of something and you end up saying it out your mouth, but you didn't mean to? That type of thing. But, yeah. That's exactly what happened, And later that day, I went and got in the bed. I went and got in the bed, right? Everybody in the house started slamming the doors, slamming the cabinets in the kitchen, you know, stuff like that. So they be using these people. They use your loved ones because they know that's gonna hurt you the most. You know what I mean? And I'm not telling you, you know, if you decide to distance yourself away from, you know, loved ones that's relatives that live on the outside of your house, that's fine. But the ones on the inside, your immediate family, you can't take nothing to heart. You can't take nothing to heart. Because you got to understand, the goal for them is to destroy your family structure, you know, basically put hatred in your heart for your family members, you know, stuff like that. You ain't gonna never make it. You'll never make it into the kingdom with hatred in your heart for your brother or your sister. You know what I'm saying? So you have to let that go. But see, with them, they know that. They know that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they're using them. That's why it was prophesied that, you know, brothers and sisters and everybody be turning on each other. You see what I'm saying? Because the Most High knew that those fallen ones and all, you know, those familiar spirits, he knew that they was going to come back up, you know. He knew that they was going to be doing the things that they are doing. You know what I'm saying? He already knew that. That's why he wrote it. That's why he spoke about it. And everything he speaks about, I mean, everything he spoke about is coming to pass. All of it. You just gotta be able to see it for what it is. It's a time like no other because they got more weapons to use now. See, back then, you know, I'm gonna go back to the dude that had the Legion. They didn't have as much stuff to torment you with. So that's why that guy, he was in the cave yelling at himself, and, you know, yelling and cutting himself and stuff like that. They didn't have guns, you know, to people commit suicide and all that. They didn't have all that back then. So, but that's basically what he was trying to do. He was trying to kill himself, you know. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to kill himself because those demons, they was torturing him, you know. And it's the same thing right now. Even like you know, like when Satan tried to get Jesus to kill himself, it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's the exact same thing. You know, if it would have been a gun around, he would have tried to tell Jesus to shoot himself. You know, and that just shows you the audacity of these damn these fallen angels, man. You know, and these damn demons, because they got a lot of nerve. They try to make, try to make the King of Kings kill himself. You feel me? So that's pretty much the same thing, man. It's all the same. If a lot of people they can't believe it because they can't see it, and that's where their belief systems is messed up, because you don't need to actually see God or Jesus to know that all those accounts really happen. If you just look at what's happening today, you don't need to see them. You know what I mean? What you need to see them for? You don't even really need a sign, because all the signs are there. You don't even really need it. The signs are there. All of it's there. Like, this world could have evolved into something else without remote monitoring ever existing. So why did that happen? Why did remote monitoring hit the scene the way that it did? And why is it being hid on a large scale the way that it is? See what I'm saying? So, yeah, you better believe. You better believe it. And they just real nasty with it, man. I mean, real nasty. They keep messing with the kids, messing with the baby. Baby ain't did nothing, no damn body. But see, they know that's something that'll bother me. So that's why they be messing with him. You know? But when I be thinking about it, like I said, I see these people, some of them a little poor, and I've seen them. They could be poor people up to people that's wealthy, that's driving around in nice. I ain't talking about the regular old white car that, the regular white car and the regular red car. I'm talking about vehicles that that they spent money for. So they come from all walks of life. So at this point, there's two groups of people on the planet right now: the wicked and then the righteous. You see what I'm saying? That's just all there is to it. It don't matter if you're a doctor, if you participating in this, you wicked. If you're a rich man, you participating in this, you wicked. If you going through this and you rich, you righteous. If you going through this and you poor, you righteous. You see what I'm saying? That's all there is to it. Nothing else but that. If you sitting around, waiting for somebody's demise so you can throw a party when they die, all that old kind of shit, you wicked. You know what I'm saying? That's all there is to it. Nothing more than that. Like I got a helicopter coming over here. Man, this dude just made a whole damn... I don't know if y'all can see this. Is that a helicopter? Yep. He about to make a beeline right over here. Man, it's crazy. Hold on, man. I don't know if y'all can see that over there. Y'all probably can't see it. Damn. He coming straight through here. Yeah, y'all can't even see him. Anyway, it's too dark out here. Man, this guy just made a whole U-turn, man, in sky. There he is right there. This dude just made a whole U-turn in the sky. I am not kidding. Just made a whole U-turn and came this way. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, they use these vessels, man. They use these vessels, and that's why you hear all these stories, bro. You hear these stories like Pierre Francois. Uh, to you guys that don't know who I'm talking about, Pierre Francois is a man from Miami, Florida, and basically Pierre Francois flipped out, went to stabbing his mama in the eyes. Feel me? That's another thing I need to hit on, but let me finish this. What was I at? Oh yeah, he stabbed his mom in the eyes and was yelling at her saying, "What you do with my mom? What you do with my mom?" While he's stabbing his mom, he's stabbing his mom, and he's saying, "What you do with my mom? What you do with my mom?" Okay, and this is a case of a vessel being used by a demon, or as we say today, remote monitoring. You know, the damn hive mind hackers. Okay, so basically, he stabbed his mom because he thought that she was someone else, and he also stabbed his girlfriend several times and beat her with the butt of a shotgun until it broke. Okay, this is how angry and upset he was. Okay, and then he took his child, and did the unthinkable to the child also. But I don't want to talk about that. You go look up the story. His name is Pierre Francois. Pierre Francois, and he actually has the same name as a French. It's like a soldier that ended up. He was like he's in the history though. You can look him up too, but I thought that was kind of weird. But anyhow, Pierre Francois, Miami, Florida. Okay, Miami, Florida. And the mom said once because she survived. I think all of them survived. The baby survived also, but the baby, it went through a lot of trauma. And but I was trying to look up to see where that guy was at, and the mother said that he wasn't taking his schizophrenia medicine. So here we go again, a case of schizophrenia. You see, you gotta be aware of what's going on. They calling all that stuff mental illness, so they can lay hands on you and control you to do stuff. But if that was the case, like I said, me and a whole lot of other guys who received V2K, we were fortunate enough that God blessed us enough to where we saw through that, and we know that it's not that. It's not schizophrenia, and like I've posted on my channel, I can record the voices that I hear. There's no damn way that you're supposed to be able to record the voices that you hear in your head. It's just no way. You know what I'm saying? It's just no way. But I can record that mess. And like I told y'all, I got like 40, as of today, I got 44 audios that I need to amplify and snatch those voices out. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take those voices and I'm going to snatch them out so y'all can hear what I hear. And I don't know if I'm going to do that on video so y'all can see me doing it, which I think that's what I am going to do. That way it can be more credible, because I don't want nobody saying, oh, he just went and recorded himself or something like that. No, I'm going to put it on recorder while I snatch it off on my laptop so y'all can see what I'm doing when I do it. But anyway, Pierre Francois, his mother and his mother and his girlfriend were beat badly by him, and he kept saying that the reason why is because his mother wasn't his mother, said it was somebody else, and he said that his girlfriend tried to kill him. Okay, and I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, they use them. They can talk to them. They can make them. They use the people just like a robot. You know what I mean? It's just like a robot. Like on a video game. You know what I mean? Like you can make, say you playing Mortal Kombat and you got Liu Kang and you make Liu Kang jump up and kick somebody in the face. It's the same way. They can make that person do what they want them to do. And what was I finna say? Oh yeah, the guy he did all that stuff to them, and that's what he said. He was like he thought that his girlfriend was trying to kill him, and he called the police and told the police that. He told him, he said, I beat her up with this because she was trying to kill me, and she probably was, but it wasn't her. You see what I'm saying? And that's how they do, to get you to attack somebody around you. That's how messed up they are. But last night when I kept waking up, I could actually see my wife's eyes, but she wasn't even awake. Her eyes was closed, and I could see them open. And it's, you know what I mean? Like, in the same, like, I said it was that big eyeball in my room. Like, when I close my eyes, sometimes I can see multiple, like a whole bunch of eyes. And I'll be like, well, what is this? It's like a whole bunch of eyeballs. And first I kind of thought of it as like a lot of people's faces. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like what it looked like, but they all be looking at me. Like a whole bunch of them, a whole bunch of eyes, and they be looking at me. Well, I see that. Yeah, maybe it's irrelevant, maybe it's not. You know what I'm saying? But I see that at nighttime a lot. It used to scare me at first, but I don't really pay it any attention now. And then they put those fake dreams in my mind. Like last night they did like a sexual dream. And I wouldn't even sleep that long because I sleep like in hour little. It's like I wake up every hour. You know what I mean? Like I get that one good 3 or 4 hours, and then they wake me up like every hour. But they put like a little sexual dream in there within like probably 30 minutes of me being asleep, which was so stupid. I wasn't really even aroused. You know what I mean by that? I wasn't aroused at all actually, and they were trying to make me be that way. Something about some damn oral sex or something, and a midget, and I'm like, what kind of dream is this? You know what I mean? Like, really? It was just so stupid. But this is what they do because they want to pervert your mind. They want to pervert your mind, and I've heard that those can actually be demons also trying to have a sexual encounter with you. That was creepy. But like I said, they using these people's vessel. They using their bodies, and a lot of them don't even know it. Majority of them don't even know it because I didn't know it when it was happening to me. And this is how I can actually relate to, when a person is going through it, and I can see it. I can literally see that stuff. It's like I can tell that it's something in there. It's not that person. You know what I mean? I know all of this shit. I know all of it sounds completely retarded. You know what I mean? Like, I know it sounds completely retarded. But I'm telling you, that's exactly the truth. That's exactly what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. But yeah, they use their bodies and making them do stuff. And like if my wife doesn't really have V2K right now, and she's not aware of this shit, what's gonna happen is whatever they can get her to do now while she's while she's unaware of it, they're gonna use all of that shit and throw it up in her face. If they ever go covert on her. You see what I'm saying? Because like I said, when I used to be overt, all the stuff I did when I was overt and they was manipulating me. What's up, bro? You do the same, man. Where was I at? Oh yeah, they gonna use it. They gonna use it on her. You know what I mean? They gonna use it on her. And I pray for my wife, man. I be praying for her, because I want her to actually wake up and realize what the fuck is going on, but I can't make it. It's up to God to actually open her eyes to this stuff, if she's not already aware, but I kind of feel like she's just not, I just feel like she's not, because as far as like the stuff that happened with our son, that's something that any parents will want to talk about with each other. She don't talk to me about it, you know what I'm saying? She don't talk to me about the stuff that's happening with the boys. You know what I'm saying? And that shit, it kind of bothers me because, I don't be having nobody to really talk to but you guys about that situation. And it's just messed up, But yeah, I feel like that's what they're going to do. They're going to use whatever they can against her. Same way they did us. If anything you could have done while you was under the influence of the remote monitoring, they use it on you. And they make it as if you did it yourself. That's what they like to tell me. They say, yeah, you doing this yourself. You did this yourself. You feel me? And rightfully so, but they don't admit the remote monitoring. They don't admit the remote monitoring is being done. So they just a bunch of damn liars. You know what I'm saying? They won't never admit that. Like I said before, I'm going to say it again. I can admit when I'm wrong about whatever situation, because if you're wrong, you're wrong. They won't admit nothing. It's no truth in them. There's no truth in them at all. They just want to keep on hiding, conniving, and scheming, and that's just it. But yeah, she started speaking, and that damn demon was speaking through her, and I've seen this happen. I've seen this happen a couple times now. But every time I be noticing it, but I try not to take it out or say, why you say that for? I don't come at it that way. I just take note of it and I keep moving. I keep it moving, Like I can tell whenever it's looking at me, Whenever whoever is using her, they do this thing where they just staring at me, real awkward, But it looked like it's just my wife doing that. She just be sitting there staring, and then she'll have like this awkward look on her face. And you know what I'm talking about. It's that crazy look in their eyes, And that's what I feel like what happened to Pierre Francois. The reason why he stabbed his mom in the eyes, because they'll sit there and they give you that crazy ass stare, and you like what's going on, you know what I mean? But I be noticing that, and I just overlook it. But like I said, before I started receiving V2K, believe it or not, before I started receiving V2K, I could tell something wasn't right then with that, because I've seen her doing that before I started receiving V2K. She would be sitting, like, one day we was in our bedroom, and she was just sitting there staring at me. And I took it as maybe she was like, feeling what I mean, like maybe it was like she was having thoughts about me or something like that and wanted me to come near her or something. But then once I moved, I started walking toward her and I looked at her again and I can tell it was something else, and I was like, what in the hell? You know what I mean? Like I can just see that it's something else. It's not the person that I'm looking at. You know what I mean? Like I said, I know this sounds completely crazy, but I could tell. I was like, this is something else right here. This is before the V2K, and shortly after that is when I ended up getting that it was like a heat wave came over me, and it was like a heat wave, and I passed out. It was probably like a month or so after that ordeal happened, with her sitting there staring at me. I mean, no blinking, no nothing, just sitting there staring, blank stare. And like I said, later that whenever I had passed out, that's when my V2K happened. That's when it came full on. That as soon as I woke up off the ground, that's when I started hearing the V2K, and it hasn't stopped since then. That was like 2017, But oh shit, where was I at? Those voices, whenever I first got off the ground, they kept saying, "Oh, you trying to figure out what's going on." This is what they were telling me. Y'all bear with me. It's gonna get loud in a minute. But those voices, they were saying, "Yeah, you keep trying to figure out what's going on." And I'm like, trying to figure out what's going on. Only thing I had been doing was I was trying to figure out how to hack my own cell phone, because I knew something was wrong with my cell phone, and I kept getting those strange spoof calls and stuff.
We got probably 10-15 minutes, and then I'll holler at you.
Okay. What was I at? Oh yeah, I was trying to figure out how to hack my own cell phone, because I was trying to figure out how is they doing it. So you got to know your enemy, right? You know what I mean? So I wanted to know how to do that, because I wanted to build up defense mechanisms to where they couldn't do it without me being aware of it, and me being able to like put up some type of firewall to where I could actually block them out from doing that, right? And I had like 3 cell phones, and at the time I was experimenting with like different types of ways to track this and track that, because I knew something was going on, but I just didn't know what it was. You know what I mean? So when I woke up, the voices were saying, "Yeah, you keep trying to figure out what's going on." And what else they were saying? The first thing they said was, "Damn, did you see that?" And the other one was like, "Yeah." And they said, "Man, he took all my power away." And then the other one said, "Don't worry about it. It's going to come out. It's going to come back to us anyway." That's what he said, man. I ain't kidding. I ain't kidding at all. And I'm like, what are you talking? What are they talking? I'm just listening to this, and I'm thinking like, what are they talking about? Like, what the fuck power did I take, and why is it gonna be coming back to you? How is it gonna come back to you? And yeah, that's what they said. And then they tried to they switched the script up after that, and then they started talking about everything else. All the little things to all the little phrases and words to bother you on a daily. That's when they threw that in. But before that, it was them being in awe It's like, oh wow, you know, kind of that kind of like attitude. It was like, he took all my power, and the other one was like, did you see that? And it's like, yeah, I saw that, and it's like, don't worry, it's gonna come back to us, and they kept saying that for months, kept saying, yeah, you took all that damn girl power, you took all her power away. And I'm like, what are they talking about? What power are you talking about? You know what I mean? Because I don't know. And I still don't know what they talking about. Only thing I know is I'm trying to basically, you know, just stay afloat, you know, because I don't know what they talking about, you know. But anyway, yeah, that was like, was I at with that? Oh yeah, them using her, you know, they was using her, and when I passed out that day, I bullshit you not, my wife came outside, and these were the words that she said to me: "Get your ass off the ground." This is my wife talking to me, you know, and that's when after I had woke, I had came back to, you know, and I was like, damn, you know, why is she talking to me like that, and I just fucking passed out, you know what I'm saying? And you know, but it wasn't her speaking to me then. You see what I'm saying? It's like you dealing with two people at one time. You're not dealing with the person you think you're dealing with. Okay? You're just not. You're dealing with somebody using that person body. That's what you're dealing with. You know, so that's why I tell y'all, you can't get mad at them. Like even when it comes to them perps, they ain't nothing but the same type of. It's the same thing, but they have completely given a power over to that. Do you see what I'm saying? So I do know what they mean by it took all my power. Okay, so this how I'm gonna say it. The perps, they have given all their power to the demons. So the only way that I can word it is just how the scriptures say. Okay, you know how the scriptures tell you about, it says that they will give all their power to the beast. And the beast could speak. Right? The beast can speak. Okay? And it can do signs and wonders, right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just happening right now. And don't nobody want to believe it. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to believe it. And I feel like, you know, we the only ones that really can really turn this around, as long as we gather all of the other people who are going through this. Okay? We got to let them know, like Pierre Francois, he slipped away because somebody could have talked to him and maybe it could have made sense to him. But at this point, it's like he's already labeled as a mental patient, and they got him in the system. You know, ain't no telling what kind of meds he on, you know, messing him up even worse. But like I said, it's the same thing. So they basically give their power to the beast. That's why they always do what they tell them to do. They do what the perps, they always gotta come out and do what they do with the damn, you know, they do what the beast system tell them to do. As far as staying up all night, messing with us. They don't do that because they want to. They do that because they don't gave all their power to them. You feel me? Yeah, they might go to sleep when we leave, but they gonna get up and do the same shit again the next day. They don't have. It's like, do you not take a day off? They give all their power to that. They give all their power to gang stalking. You know, they'll turn around and dress like you just to do it. They'll turn around and show up at the same place as you just to do it, because their system is making them do that. Their vessels have been hijacked to the point to where, that's what they gotta do, even though they feel free, but it's a false sense of security. You see what I'm saying? It's a false sense of security. So it's not they think that they are, because none of us are really free. None of us are really free, but they have really given themselves over to that. Because you gotta think about, like, when people say stuff around you, and it's like, why did they just say that? It's because that beast is speaking through them. That's how I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it like that. Because we say remote monitoring and all that. That demon, that beast, that remote monitoring is speaking through that person. Okay, so that person has given themselves over to that. Okay, that's what it is. That's why it's able to say certain things. And people are able to say and do certain things with no remorse because it's not them. And with that being said, I'm gonna sign out. I'll get back at y'all later.